and welcome back to another Cymbal video. Today I'm going to be reviewing and taking you through the Carlsbro CSD600 for you guys, talking about everything from the cymbals and the different sounds you can make, and obviously the pads, the module, the whole lot, the function of it, the setup of it, all for you guys, and also playing it through is a bass amp, but also used for electronic drum kits amp as well. So that's going to be cool, and also testing it through an interface, seeing what it sounds like when you want to do recordings and stuff like that. So are we ready? Let's go. So guys, yes, we are at the Carlsbro CSD600 kit right now. The price point, they do vary, but usually it's between 800 to 900 pounds. Sometimes you get under 800 and you find a nice bargain, but it's around 800 quid. This kit is. Obviously, on the scale of electric drum kits, usually, I can't talk about all of them, but for me, obviously I played on their leases and DM6, which was about £200. But obviously you have like the lower range electric drum kits, and then you have more the advanced electronic drum kits. I would put the £800 mark sort of in the ballpark you want to be aiming out for someone who wants to keep regularly playing it, and obviously someone's a bit more advanced in drumming maybe, where obviously you need 200, 300, that sort of range. For your beginners, starting learning the drums and stuff like that. But obviously then you have the upper grade as well, when you're looking about 1,400, 1,500 really, and that's when you're talking like the big boy money, do you know what I mean? But in comparison, if you're going to look for like 400 to 600 pound drum kit, you might well jump up for the 800 because there's a big difference. But anyway, so first I want to talk about the pads and the cymbals to start with. So obviously with this drum kit you get for pads, so you get snare, which is really nice. I'll show you now. You get snare. And also you can hear it is through a bass amp, so might not be the best of quality, but you can hear anyway. It's really nice. So you can hear it again. You can be softer as well, and like that. And obviously you got a rim as well, so it's nice. So you got a rim. So you got all that. And the only thing I do find with the snares and some of the pads as well, which I will say be careful of, is when you want to do accents. So you're doing a drum roll, can't fully hear it like you do on an acoustic drum kit, but it does the job anyway. And you know, a lot of the time when you're recording, you can just emphasise it by twerking it a little bit. But that's only the little bit of a downfall when it comes to the pads, is when you are doing the drum roll. Sometimes you can't hear the accents when you're playing loud. But anyway, yeah, that's the snare. And now on the first tom, you can hear. You got the rim shot as well, which is nice. You can customise all your ribs as well to different settings and the drums, as you've seen in previous electronic drum kits, but again on this one. But yeah, 1, 2, and the rim. Lift floor tom. Go. So you can hear all of them. Which is nice as well. Then it takes me on to the bass drum as well. Which is nice. It's nice as well because you get a pedal included with this. Not all electronic drum kits include a pedal, so that's something to watch out for. A lot of them do come with it, but when you go looking in 800 to more expensive drum kit, for some reason they never include a pedal. I don't know if that's because people prefer to use their own. I know when I play drums, usually I like to use my own pedals, but this one's actually decent and it's actually alright. So yeah, it does come with its own pedal. And what I like about it is the bass actual pad is a lot bigger than the ones around its pipe points as well, because obviously I had the 200 to 300 pound at least this one, and the pad was very small. Well, this is quite nice. It feels like you're actually playing actual bass drum with the bounce back and everything from the pedal as well, which you can hear as well. You can hear as well. It's nice. It's got a nice deep sound to it, which is cool. So you can hear the bass drum as well. Now I'll take you onto the cymbals, guys, which this is one of my favourite bits. We'll start with the hi-hat. And with this drum kit, you actually get a standard with it, which for me stands out a lot. You get a lot, in this price range, you either usually get a snare that's standalone or a hi-hat. I personally, everyone's different, would go for a hi-hat. At first I was like, oh yes, a snare would be brilliant to have a stand hold, but now playing it, a hi-hat is so crucial because it's literally like an acoustic. And so as you can see here, guys, you've got the clap. I know most electronic drum kits have the clap, but you at least have the stand, you're clapping like you would a normal electric drum kit. And then with the cymbals as well, you can adjust it how you want, and then you got closed, and you can tap as well. There, then obviously you have open, which is nice, and then half as well. So you get 3 different settings, which is really good and something I really love about the hi-hat. That's really cool, I really like it. And also you do have a choke as well with it, which is awesome. So these little this ring around here, all you have to do is choke it, and you can choke like that, which is really cool and handy. And not a lot of electronic drum kits actually have a choke. So this was something I looked out for with the electronic drum kit, because I did really want to choke, because it gives that emphasis of a proper drum kit. Now onto the cymbals, 2 different crashes. By the way, I'm on the hard rock setting, so it's my favourite setting on this drum kit, so I'm just sticking with this one, but we'll go for that later. But anyway, this is the first crash. So again, it's got 3 different modes within it. You can set the whole module to sound the same. So on this crash, you can just have one setting across the 3 different settings within it, but I like to have different ones. It gives more variety. So if you hit it like this on the end of it right here, you get a different sound, different crash. Then so that. Sometimes it can be a little bit fiddly and hard to get that one you want, but the 2 sounds really easy. So sometimes the 3rd one's not as easy to find, but you can find it eventually. But you can mess around and the sensitivity as well, which I'm not fully looking into and need to do that. But yeah, especially when you're hitting all around the cymbals, you can send the sensitivity, so if you tap it really lightly, it will trigger it, or if it's higher, so on and so on. But yeah, and a choke as well, which is really nice. Then you get another cymbal as well with this one, which is really nice. I believe you can get this for like 700 quid without one of the extra cymbals, but obviously the cymbals do cost, so obviously this was 800, so you do get that extra cymbal, which I do recommend. It just adds to that vibe, get to change the sounds of the drum kits a lot more. But anyway, give this one. And choke again, which is really cool. And then on to one of my other favourite cymbals, which is the ride cymbal. And unlike, again, a lot of drum kits, they don't give you a proper ride cymbal. They give you these sort of cymbals, and like you saw in the previous video when I was comparing the two, they give you one like these. And the issue is when you have ones like these, it doesn't feel like you're really playing a ride, where this does. You know, you can set it in wherever you want. This is how I like my ride. And this got 3 settings on. Once again, you've got the bell at the top, you've got, and then, so you can hear all 3. So sometimes you get used to how to hit it, and again, you get the choke on, which is really nice and handy, and they're really easy to use. You know, you can do bang bang, or bang bang, wherever you want, which is really cool. So that's all for the cymbals and the actual pads themselves, which is really cool. And I'm just going to play a little bit of a nice beat through the amp to start with. So that's really nice, just testing out stuff like that. I'm going to jump now, guys, to a little bit of through the interface, because obviously when you're doing recording and stuff like that, this is great for live performances, or you want to play with your mates, like I might play with my brother, doing a little band thing. This amp works great, great to get the sound out. And unlike a lot of other drum kits, it does project it quite nicely. But obviously, as all drum kits and electronic drum kits, they do sound better when they're recorded through an interface. So I'm going to switch now to recording this drum kit in an interface for you guys. But yeah, guys, so now you've seen that, you can hear the quality is a little bit better. Obviously, you can change settings. You can even record in MIDI, which you can see down here, guys, on the module. You've got quite a few different ways of recording. So obviously, you can record in MIDI if you want, in and out. You can record in USB as well. And also you can record through line. Typically I've usually recorded through line just because I've always preferred like the natural sound of it. USB works fine, but I don't have one of the, well, our laptop seems a bit slow when we do that, so we record from an interface and then through the line. It seems a lot easier. You can record in MIDI. I've never been a massive fan of recording in MIDI, because I don't think, it depends on what software you have. Some of the MIDI settings don't sound amazing. Well, I like the sound of this because everything's already done on here for you, you know what I mean? It's all compressed through the obviously module itself, which leads me on to talking about the module as well. So with this module, honestly, it's such an easy module to get used to. You know, once you open it, it's nice, it's big to see, which I like. You know, some of you might like smaller ones, and there is a lot smaller ones out there, but with this one, it's quite big and easy to use, you know. So you can see here, guys, you've got your faders, which this is really easy to use. You've got a select button. So if you do beat, you can see at the top, you've got hi-hat control, USB song, pre-record, click, and I guess that's accomplishment or something like that. You can select here again, A, and this goes down to the bottom. So this can control your kick volume, snare volume, toms, hi-hat, crash, and I'll just do the snare. And when you do as well, you've just got to pull it down, pull the level down, and then you can change it. So you can see there. It depends on how your settings. I like to put mine on 90, just because I always think the snare is a little bit louder than the rest of the drums, which is easy to use. You've got this adjust here, which is really nice. You can change to different settings, which I do like, which as you can see, now metal and stuff like that. You've got a nice volume down here, which is really nice. Obviously with the master volume, you can tweak how you want. Headphone volume, which you can use headphones as well, makes it sound a teeny bit crisper, obviously, rather than through an amp, which is quite nice. And if you want to plug in, obviously I've attached a aux cable as well. If you want to put your phone in, play music through, you can do that, which is absolutely great. And some drum kits don't have that, which is a shame, but a lot of the over £500 drum kits do have that, which is quite handy, and it's nice to play along with playing drums. So you've got the mixing, which you can change the volume with. You come over this side, these are all your recording options. You can actually record through the Carlsbro drum kit, which actually is quite nice. It records onto a USB stick if you have it. The only issue is I found with this, you can't actually listen back to it. So if you record onto the USB, you can listen back through it on the drum kit, so you know what you sound like and how the beats are going, how the pads are going. But when you put it into a laptop, it comes with this different file format, which you can't seem to access, which is weird. Don't know if I've not looked into that much, but it's easy just to record through a line out or USB into there rather than using USB on this to record it. That's the only issue I found with that. I would say one of the major issues, but it's really simple to fix anyway. So I would say you've got other utilities around here. You've got utilities, easy look at your options, save, play. Up here as well, change the voice in. Obviously, you can change each individual drum and pad. So like the snare, you want maybe a different sound instead, you can change that quite easily, and of the rim as well. You can even turn the rims off. You know, sometimes when you're playing crazy, because they are a little bit smaller than most drum acoustic drum kits, you may want to turn up the rims so you don't obviously keep hitting them. I mean, most of the time you don't hit them, but it's just the occasion you don't want to be like, and then hit it by accident and it's a shaker. So you can turn up if you wish to. Another thing about this, they give you two bigger floor toms on the snare compared to a lot of other drum kits. And there is drum kits out there that do 14-inch, I believe, but these are only 8-inch, and these toms are. And this is actually a 10, I believe, 10 or 12-inch. They might be 10. They might be 10. This might be 12. But yeah, this is 2 inches. These were 2 inches bigger than the actual toms, which is really nice. And I feel like with a snare, you need a bigger snare drum. It just gives off a better flavour, better sound. Personally, I just prefer it. I'll maybe in the future upgrade to a bigger one, to 14-inch. Like some drum kits do, but a lot don't. They give the same size, which is nice, and the cool part about this. So yeah, like I said, guys, as well, I'm just going to take you through some of the different soundings you can hear as well. So I believe you've got about 20 different styles. Let me go from the start. So you've got all these like USRs, which is like custom sounds, which is nice. You can hear different ones. so much you are leaving a live set. You've got so many different functions within this kit, which is really nice and awesome. So the module is very nice, and a lot of the time when you are paying for these drum kits, you are basically paying for the module and what it can produce out rather than the actual drum kit. Even though the drum kit is really nice, I feel like the drums are actually quite thick as well, which I quite like, because you get more to that realistic acoustic. So a lot of the time, when you are playing electric drum kit, you want it to feel as close to an acoustic as possible. It's just quieter, so that's quite cool as well, which I do like about it. So yeah guys, I just want to show you what it sounds like when obviously we're not recording through an acoustic or using any sound, we're just hearing what other people are going to be hearing. So you can hear not really loud at all, it's quite quiet, these are mesh pads anyway, which is cool. You know, a lot of the other ones are just plasticky, so you've got that rubbery texture, which I'm not a big fan of. I do prefer the mesh ones, and they feel nicer, you get more of the bounce back, which is great as well. And one of the cool and key options with this drum kit, you know what I mean, you want that bounce back, you want that realistic to an actual drum kit, because you know, a lot of people seem to pick up a few habits when they play electric drum kits, but playing this feels as much as to an acoustic as you possibly can get. Obviously, like I said, you can get more expensive drum kits. You can go for the 1,400, 1,500, and again, you will be getting a better module, you will be getting a slightly better setup as well, but obviously you're paying for the price, isn't it? But honestly, I do definitely recommend the Carlsbro CSD600. I think it's quality for its price as well. You know, you're looking at 800s, you're not going to get more top of the range for that price than one of these. Another thing I like about this kit is actually the way everything is kept neatly. You know, the wires obviously go through each pad and each cymbal, but it's all built in with its this metal frame. Which is quite nice, this plastic metal frame. It's quite nice, you know, a few other drum kits leave the wires hanging, which is a bit annoying and a bit irritable. Obviously, when we first got this was actually, because this is a separate cymbal that comes with it, that wasn't all plugged into the system, but we just had it dangling and attached it. But apart from that, to be fair, the setup is really nice, it's neat, it looks nice. The way it's easily able to make set all up, you can obviously move all the arms and stuff like that. It's really easy. If you want to move something, you want to adjust something, really simple, you know. You all these screws on here where you can just change the height. Honestly, it is a really all-round cracking drum kit, and definitely recommend it, guys. Anything more about the CSD600, let me know in the comments, guys. I will do it for you. I might miss something. I hope I've covered everything for you guys, as much as possibly can. And if you're new to the channel, press the button and become a simpleton, guys. And you can check out my covers as well. There'll be so many different covers coming on this drum kit, so it's gonna be awesome. You know what I mean? You don't want to miss it, guys. But I will see you in another Cymbal video in a bit. Peace out. Peace.